What if Naruto was an Aburame Part 1? Outside of Konoha, inside of a cave that the Aburame used to cultivate new insects, the cries of a newborn baby and a red-headed woman can be heard. If someone was to look inside, they would be terrified at the amount of bugs surrounding the baby on the floor. However, his father, who was wearing a long cloak, was looking on proudly at the very rare and special insects that had begun to burrow into his son's skin. Some of Minato's bugs started to leave his body to examine Naruto's chakra, and what they tell Minato shocked him to his very core. His son didn't have a normal chakra nature like lightning or wind. His chakra nature was ice and lava, two Kekigenkai. Minato told this to Kushina, and she began to think about how strong their child would become. Someday, he may become the strongest shinobi to ever lived, even someone who outshines the greatest Hokage, Hashirama. Minato began to weave hand signs to tighten the seal that contained the Nine Tails, but he was stopped when a masked man grabbed his son and held a kunai to his throat, the child for the Jinchuriki. But to the man's confusion, Minato was looking at his child, smiling widely. He looks down towards the baby and sees tiny bugs that look like ice particles covering Naruto's body, already trying to defend him after just 10 minutes of him being born. The masked man drops the newborn, and Minato rushes over to catch him before he hits the floor. Naruto is fine in this timeline, as the paper bombs were deactivated by the chakra that was coursing through the bugs. However, when Minato turns round, it's already too late. The man and his wife are both gone. Minato hates to use it, as it messes with the bugs that are inside him, but he uses Flying Raijin to get Naruto home and safe, all the while apologising to the hive that grows inside of him. Minato then rushes to the sounds of explosions, his mind in a haze at the thought of the Nine Tails destroying his village, and that masked man. It couldn't be him. As he gets closer and closer to the walking disaster that is the fox, he gets intercepted by that man once again. So Minato asks the question, "Who are you?" The masked man reveals his name being Madara Uchiha, which sent a shiver up Minato's spine, and the bugs inside him started shaking at the same time, just at the name Madara. However, some of the bugs secretly latched onto the man's cloak without anyone, not even Minato, realising. They jumped back to Minato, burrowing under his skin, to relay a message directly to his nervous system and to his brain. This man isn't Madara. His chakra signature felt like that of your previous student. Minato's eyes grow wide under his glasses. He says the name while shaking, which made Obito flinch. He breaks down slightly, dropping his Madara impression, and the familiar sound of Obito rang through the forest as he was shouting at Minato, telling him that it's all his fault. He was too late. He should have saved her. Obito rushed in to kill Minato, but the bugs reacted, making a shield in front of him, blocking the initial strike. Knowing that this would happen, Obito used Kamui to phase through the bugs, going straight for Minato's neck. But all of this comes to a halt when Obito gets bitten on his neck, his chakra being sucked out of him quickly. Some of the bugs before had stayed on his body, working on his chakra network. With the only chakra that Obito could spare, he surged his fire-style chakra through his body, killing the insects, and then using Kamui to escape before anyone else appeared on the scene. He knew that with only the amount of chakra that he had, there's no way he could have took Minato down. The rest of the events go the same as in canon, except Minato gave specific instructions to some of his bugs. After his death, burrow yourselves into Naruto's body to look after him, and he will look after you. And also another instruction which I will reveal later on. Not in this part, but later on. The fourth Hokage and his wife both fall to the ground after the Nine Tails become sealed. Lifeless. Minato's last regret, dying alongside him. The first person on the scene was Danzo Shimura. Seeing the bodies of the Hokage and his wife, as well as the altar that was next to him, he can tell that this child had the Nine-Tailed Beast inside of him. Thinking fast, he runs off with this newborn baby, with plans on fashioning him into a weapon like this world had never seen before. At the age of only 3, Naruto had shown to grow a specifically strong bond with his bugs, even showing some very keen intellect in their uses, such as covering his body with them, making him nearly invisible when stood in a corner, or using the bugs as his own version of a chakra cloak, expending the chakra that they had eaten between them. The raw potential of Naruto shocked Danzo. Even his chakra natures were a sight to behold. Ice and lava release. This child was truly something else. After years of training to make Naruto the perfect weapon, the perfect assassin, Danzo could see that he's hit a kind of plateau. He couldn't become realistically any stronger, being sheltered inside of the compound. He needed someone to push him, a rival outside of the route, someone like Sasuke Uchiha, or even his cousin Shino Aburame, who was said to be one of the most gifted children to ever come from that clan. Danzo summoned Naruto to the main room, which was still having the bloodstains cleaned after Naruto's last training session. Naruto knelt down and calmly and creepily, because of how calm it is, kind of like Sai, asked Danzo what he wished for him to do. And Danzo explained that he would like him to join the Ninja Academy. When Naruto questioned why, Danzo explained that he became as strong as he did because he had a rival in Hiruzen Sarutobi, the current Hokage. A strong rival will push you past your limits and force you to become, well, even stronger than you are now. Naruto nodded and was told that before he leaves, he has another test for him. You must get this scroll without being seen. 10 Jonin drop from the ceiling, and Naruto understands. These ninja will protect the scroll, and they all have an order to kill Naruto on sight. Before starting the test, however, Danzo tells Naruto he isn't to harm any of the ninja. This is to see how far he has come in his espionage. So for the next 3 hours, the Jonin stood, all waiting for any sign of movement in the shadows, knowing full well that Naruto could be hiding anywhere. He could be on the ceiling for all they know. But after those 3 hours, Danzo walked into the room with Naruto, telling them that the test was over not long before it started. All the Jonin looked confused, but Naruto told them calmly to touch the scroll they were protecting. When someone did, the scroll dissolved into hundreds of insects that walked back to Naruto, re-entering his body. He then pulled out the real scroll, explaining that his bugs burrowed under the scroll, taking and replacing it. The Genjutsu then gets released, showing the hole that had been made, leading directly into Naruto's room. So Naruto didn't actually have to move a muscle. Danzo congratulated Naruto on yet another successful test. Naruto thanked him and bowed, then retired to his room, ready for the next day, when he enters the academy, to find this strong rival that Lord Danzo keeps talking about. I'm going to leave this here for now, and because I really want to know, would you rather it be Sasuke who's his rival, Shino, or both of them? And if it's both of them, would you like them to be all on the same team? I think it might make it very weird for Sasuke to have two bug users on his team, but hey ho. But either way, I hope you all enjoyed it and you'd like to see more in the future. Subscribe and hit the bell if you would like to see any more of these videos. And with that being said, I'll see you all later. Bye.